So, Kev, you've seen the installation, it's quite quick and simple to install it.
Yeah.
What VanGuardian does effectively, as you've seen, provides protection for the whole of the camper van, for all the vulnerable areas on and around it. Could you tell us a little bit about your background?
Yeah, I was a police officer for 32 years. Most of that was on the front line. 7 years of it, I was in charge of an autocrime unit. And personally, I have taken and interviewed hundreds of vehicle criminals, people that attack vehicles for a living, steal the tools inside. And the one thing they never liked was noise. They didn't like to be disturbed. When you took them round and we said, well, why did you do that one? Well, because it was easy. There's no noise. I've been looking for something like this for a long time. I'm now retired. I've got the motorhome, which I live in, and it's a big asset for me. This is perfect because anyone that looks around the vehicle and wants to know what these are, they've only got to touch them and it's game over as far as I'm concerned, because they will move on.
To have that insight of your background is so interesting, because we developed this knowing there's a gap in the market from, say, a visible deterrent so that thieves can see that the vehicle is protected, but also the powerful unimpeded alarm is much like a house alarm. And there's a reason why an alarm's on the outside. One, it creates that visible deterrent, doesn't it? But then two, the powerful alarm alerts people around that there's something going on in the house. And it's the same principle with VanGuardian. It creates a powerful unimpeded alarm. So anybody, even if you try it, Kev, you try taking your bike off or even touch your bike rack, you'll soon see, keep going. That's right. You'll soon realise anybody even trying to take your bike off there will suddenly instigate a 2-second alert warning. It's saying this vehicle's protected. Anybody who goes back into it again and tries touching it, VanGuardian waits for 10 seconds, and what it's doing is it's just waiting just to make sure that if there's anything sinister and the vehicle's touched or activated again, or bikes are touched, the alarm will go off.
I've noticed that it's 2 alarms going at the same time there.
Yeah, so that's interesting. We've developed a zonal system, so you can see we have a VanGuardian on the back, and in essence that is designed to protect assets on the back, and in fact any of the fabric of the van on the rear, and we do have one here on the side which is a visible deterrent to protect the garage door. But in essence, the level of aggression shown if anybody's trying to break into this will activate multiple alarms on this camper van. So that level of aggression, we've even tested it for like catalytic converters, and we believe that VanGuardian will activate to try to deter catalytic converter crime from these vehicles as well, which is an unbelievable asset. Another interesting thing is we talked about that wall switch as well that we developed. We realised with VanGuardian's programming that it doesn't go off with wind sway, and because of that we know that you can actually occupy your camper van when you're most vulnerable. And when I mean that, it's like when you're sleeping. So if you're sleeping in your camper van, which is what it's designed to do, you would like to know that you've got a security blanket around your family and yourself whilst you're sleeping, and VanGuardian provides you with that comfort. If you're kind of living in this and you're a van lifer, as a lot of people are, VanGuardian can provide you some solace of protection whilst you're in your most deep sleep, knowing that a blanket of protection around your van, now with the wall switch, as you're settling down, will give you great comfort whilst you're sleeping in your camper van. And we think that's a great asset.
Well, last night I do a lot of wild camping. So I was in this last night. And I'm not a small guy. But I was in the middle of nowhere. If I get a knock on the door at 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm going to want to know who it is.
Of course.
If there's no protection, I'm not protected.
That's right.
And as you've said earlier on, Mike, it puts those lurking about outside on the back foot.
Of course it does. Absolutely. Once that alarm goes off, if somebody's trying to tempt it, they're on the back foot, you're now alerted, and it gives you the chance to come to that attention, I guess.
I think this is a game changer for me. If I can protect my asset and what's in it and get them to move somewhere else, I think I'm sure that's what this will do.
No, absolutely, yeah, we totally agree.
Yeah.
We've seen it. We have, you know, lots of footage of that in
Yeah.
action, and effectively we realised that that's what's missing on the market.
Yeah.
We needed something to bring attention to them from the offset. One, it stops the superficial damage, you know, damage to the lock and an attempt to get in, even if you've taken your belongings with you. We need some protection, and that's what this does.
Yeah.
Provides us with ultimate protection.
Yeah.
Well, I really appreciate that insight, Kev,
Thank
and
you.
it's fantastic, and thank you for choosing VanGuardian.
You're welcome. Thank you.